You can easily get access and you get other developers, not only a single company looking after your needs, but the whole world. So chances are somebody out there has the same needs as you, and there will be a solution tailored for your needs already.
Frogfoot is a Cape Town-based tech firm run by Abraham van der Merwe and Johan Boerter, who discovered open source at university. They provide a variety of solutions for their clients, which range from small businesses to large corporations.
Well, an embedded system is a device where the actual computer is hidden from the end user. An example would be a cell phone or a wristwatch. Here, for instance, I have a device called the bandwidth manager, which is used to prioritize traffic on a customer's lease line. Inside, we have a board. This is a fully fledged computer. It has memory and a processor and network cards and storage media. So where Linux comes into the game here, or open source software, is we install an operating system on here. The user will never actually interact with that, but it's a fully fledged operating system, the same one you would run on your desktop, just stripped down a little bit more to perform certain functions.
Even large industries have looked to embedded systems for solutions. A few years ago, some casinos had a problem: too much money. Well, too many coins. Managing the millions of coins and tokens in machines was a logistical headache. They turned to Namitech in Johannesburg to create a smart card solution.
Now we started manufacturing to begin with what we call our smart cashiers, which is pretty much a bridge between where you can insert cash and it issues you a smart card with value on it. It's pretty much a memory card with a security key on there.
The smart card is inserted into a card reader running Namitech's embedded Linux in the machine. All transactions are verified and authorized on the central server in the casino. Instead of coins, it's the card that pays and receives payouts. Adrian and his engineers chose Linux as an operating system mainly for security reasons.
But at every step, I mean, you also got sort of devices reading at the sort of cash out machines that can read this. You've got machines that loads value onto this, that has to read it. So every component of your system there has to be secure. For a lot of this, we also use Linux on the server side for exactly that thing as well, that we can lock down specific features on our server.
Dimitrios Savidis of Powerband works mainly with embedded systems that make life a little easier.
We could take a house or a building or an apartment block and link in a power line modem, which basically allows you to create networks over a 220-volt cable system. It'll use your electricity as a conduit, as opposed to cabling the entire building. And it's all controlled really from a firewall type embedded platform. So if you're sitting at work and you decide you want to turn the chicken on an hour before you get home, you could basically log into your house, see the entire infrastructure and say, turn the microwave on, turn the front porch lights on, and turn the pool pump off.
In the not-too-distant future, all gadgets will become mini-computers. What that means is that everything will talk to everything.
It's not all about international heroes, though. The South African open source scene also has some heroes. And who better to speak to about computer security than Coltrane Nyati? He's here in the studio. How's it, Coltrane?
Hi, John.
Tell us a little bit first about how you started getting involved in computers.
I think I started back at school when I was doing my standard 8. There was a science lab created in our rural village back in Bushbuckridge.
You've gone on to do quite a lot of work in computer security.
Yes.
And particularly with banking. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Okay. I think in the banks, normally in an ATM, there's a PIN pad. If you insert your card, you enter a PIN. And the PIN pad normally protects your PIN that you enter and sends to the bank for verification. So normally those PIN pads, they use unique keys to protect that information, and those keys are unique to each and every ATM. So you can imagine if a bank has 800 ATMs, there's 800 keys that they need to manage.
It's a big bunch of keys.
Exactly.
Okay.
And every day, the way they protect your information is such that the algorithm or the method used is such that if you keep the keys for more than a day, then it can be cracked. So the program I wrote, and it was on an open source platform, was a program to manage those keys, have a secure database, and make sure that no one knows the keys, including myself in the bank. Only the systems know the keys.
Coltrane, you've gone on to work with the government, Home Affairs particularly, and you're using open source platforms to kind of do stuff with Home Affairs. Can you tell us a little bit about the government's involvement in open source?
By software, there's license that goes with the software. And if you deploy the software widely, we pay a lot of money, especially in government. For example, in Home Affairs, we have over 3,000 employees. So you can imagine the number of licenses for all the different types of software that we'll use. So in open source, we're saying as government, we can load open source as our operating system, as well as the tools on top of this will be open source. And we save on licensing. We just need to train our users on how we use this.
Gautrain, thanks so much for coming in. It's been great to have you. So you think you're a confusing boffin, huh? Do you, huh? Those glasses don't fool me. Prove it to us. Get yourself an open source international computer driver's license. Just go to www.icdl.org for the details and choose the open source license. You too could have a fancy certificate to hang on your wall and impress people with, much like I did, except I crossed out the driving license part and put in international Czech driving license dot there. So we'll see you after this. We're back. You're watching Go Open. We're talking about computer security. And, well, where are we most vulnerable? Where do all the little viruses and Trojans get in? Well, I saw the film, got the news. They're in the horse. But really, in the mailbox. That's what you have to watch. So here's Mark Shuttleworth discussing a mail client who has more than just a little built-in security.
Today we're doing it with email. Now, email is obviously one of the most important applications for people who use the internet all the time. And Thunderbird, or Mozilla Thunderbird, is my favorite open source email application. Thunderbird has all sorts of features to make you more productive with email. I particularly like the way it manages spam so that I get less junk mail, and also the way it lets me store and search through thousands and thousands of messages.
Mozilla Thunderbird is quick and easy to set up, and is customizable with extensions and themes. But its real power lies in its junk mail filter, which gives you Bayesian control over spam. Another great security feature in Thunderbird is the ability to disable images in messages, which can be a way for spyware or worms to get onto your system. In addition, mail filters help you sort mail from mailing lists or specific clients.
So, whichever operating system you prefer, you can use Thunderbird for your email.
Thanks, Mark. What a great story. I love the smell of Mozilla in the morning mail. If you'd like to own the entire series of Go Open on DVD, you can go to our website, www.goopensource.org, and you can buy them for 199 Rand. And now turning to matters rural. Oh, look at that turning. That's very good. Anyway, HP have just launched a wonderful project to take the internet to the rural community. It's in carpool.com. It's very exciting and allows everyone in the community to find out more about self-sustaining development.
Out in Limpopo, aside from the weather, what could possibly be hot out here?
The HPI Community Center in Limpopo is home to the Box in a Box in a Garden, a prototype of a shipping container filled with computers, all in a vegetable and herb garden. But what have cabbages got to do with computers?
The Box in a Garden is using IT, and that's open source based. It is this HP441, which is an open source based PC, which has 4 terminals connected to the box, 4 monitors, and 4 people use it at the same time. And these things will have all the training materials required for a sustainable livelihood. How to do, for example, the drip irrigation, the water sanitation, water purification, how to have sustainable herb gardens, medicinal gardens. And all of this PC literacy training, etc., will all be on this box that will come in a container. And this is a very effective way of getting education to the people. Not only education, but job creation as well. We intend to have this rolled out throughout the whole of Africa and hopefully the world as well.
From a technical point of view, what benefits have you seen in running this BBG using open source?
We need to put thousands of these boxes all over the place, and if we're going to look at proprietary software with license fees, it becomes very unsustainable. I mean, here we're looking at something that works out to a few thousand rands and can become very affordable because of open source. We're going to be generating power using a solar panel that gets laminated on the roof of this box, and that would provide enough power to run this entire box in a garden.
Rafilu is here, and she's got some security and embedded device related websites you may find rather interesting.
Security, security, security.
If you're twitching with a bit of paranoia, that's good.